we define the dead angle lane as an area being, if you drew a line from the far post straight out to the wall. The height of this line could be adjusted a little bit based on athleticism, height, and some other factors, but for the purpose of this video, we're drawing it just above the bottom of the circle. If you were, let's say, smaller, you could move it right through the bottom of the circle. If you're taller, maybe you can move it a little bit higher. So this is the dead angle lane. If you're above the top of the dead angle, you need to be off your post with your depth established, and that's a non-negotiable. If the puck is below the goal line, you're on your post. So for the purpose of today's video, we're just talking about outside the dot lane. There are different save selections inside the dot lane, but for the purpose of today, we're just talking about outside the dot lane, which includes if the puck is below the goal line, walked up into the dead angle lane, or if it's above the dead angle lane, walk down into the dead angle lane. Outside the dot lane, we want to stay away from using the RVH. And especially if the puck is above the dead angle lane, we want to stay away from using the RVH. If the puck was inside the dot lane, that's where we could discuss using the RVH. But for the purpose of this video, like I said, we're just talking about outside the dot lane. I showed these goals in a couple videos ago. From the World Juniors, some RVH goals against. As you can see, outside the dot lane, getting closer into that dead angle lane. You can read here, the German player is about to release the puck. The goalie's going into the RVH, and you can see all the holes that open up, whether it's 5-hole, under the arm, up top, a lot of different holes. Puck ends up in the back of the net. Another one here. And although the shooter gets inside the dot lane here, he's still well above that dead angle line. In the RVH, especially with this being a lefty, you can see all the space that is wide open here. Puck ends up in the back of the net. So as an alternative to using the RVH is the overlap. The overlap keeps you on your feet, which allows you to be more mobile, and it helps you maximize coverage of the top of the net. So if I go back to this goal here, because it is above the dead angle lane, no reason not to be off your post with your depth established, square to the shooter. Same thing with the goal here. No reason, especially with no one open back door, not to be off your post, on your feet, square to the shooter. I'm going to show you a couple drills we use to practice it, and then going to show you the overlap being used in some game situations. This is from a couple high school guys here in Burlington, Vermont. Jason over here, and this is Andrew in net. You can see Andrew shuffles down into the overlap. There's no net to shoot at. Madison here, who is from a little bit east of Toronto, shuffles into the overlap. You can see there's no net to shoot at. Clip of Andrew Sorry, that's Jason. This is Sean Storr, goalie at Hamilton College. See on his feet in the overlap. Another clip of it here. And then here are some clips of Sean in games using the overlap. This is Hannah at Colgate University. You can see the iPad here is obviously on a different angle than the puck. That's why the iPad's seeing some net, but Hannah is perfectly square to where the puck is here. And then here's a couple clips of Hannah using the overlap in games. This is Alexa at Norwich University. This is her in a game. And what I want to point out here, if I go back to this clip from the World Juniors, little bit different location, but very similar situation, where you can see the Czech goaltender here on the post. As we go back here, you can see Alexa off the post, maximizing her coverage of the net. This is Soph at Middlebury College. And same situation using the overlap. And then you'll see a game clip here, whereas all the other ones were coming down. This is coming up. So that's why she goes to the post and then comes off into the overlap and then moves to stay on angle. And then here's a clip of Soph in a game using the overlap, blocking save. So hopefully from this, you can add the overlap to your game to help you maximize coverage of the net in that dead angle lane. The question I usually get on this is, well, what if someone was open backdoor? Yeah, if someone was wide open and there was a pass backdoor, well, that's a different situation, which would be more using the VH because less holes are going to open up when you transition into it. But that's video for another time. So if there was someone wide open backdoor, you would not go into the overlap because if a pass goes across, it would be too far to get across to be able to make that save. Your odds would be greatly reduced at that point. However, in even numbered situations, like all these clips were, play on your feet, be off your post. In the save selection that we call the overlap, it'll help you maximize coverage of the net and increase your chances of making the save.